Live from the Preston Highway Studios, it's 24-hour Purple People.
So we are actually not live from the Preston Highway Studios. We are these two gentlemen that you're about to meet are at their normal location, but yours truly is on the road, 24-hour Purple People hitting the road. By any means necessary, the show must go on. Welcome to 24-hour Purple People audio edition, special audio edition from the Holiday Inn Express. Hey, how's everybody doing? Ken, what's up, man?
Hey man, I think I look like I'm doing better than you. You're just coming off work in Carbondale, Illinois. At least you got your hat on.
Yeah.
And I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna relax. We're gonna decompress. We're gonna talk about our feelings about having a 2-loss weekend, which is something we don't do very often. And then after this hour or so, we're going to feel much better about ourselves. What do you think?
That's right. Get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Share.
I think that's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Matt, how was your weekend other than those 2 losses that Ken mentioned?
It was a 0-point weekend, John. And that's what I think we should call this episode. 0-point weekend. I'm doing like a hand gesture for emphasis, but none of you can see it.
Yes, looks a little bit like a butthole.
It had a bit of a butthole flavor to it. I'm also I'm completely nude. Again, you cannot see it.
Unfortunately, we can.
Yes,
it's really awkward.
My friends and compatriots can. John, it explains that look on your face that it's a little grin. I like that. Okay, we'll get to it.
Woo. Yeah. Well, I guess we should start with the first butthole, as you put it, of the weekend, which was, well, I guess if we're going in chronological order, we're not going to go in chronological order because there is a format to this show. So City and Battery, it was really rainy at Lynn Family Stadium. We kept seeing the radar and thinking, oh, this might not hit, and it was like a few sprinkles, and then monsoon, and luckily we had the confines of the beautiful camper van out at the tailgate, but once we got in the stadium, it seemed to get worse and worse, and it got worse and worse for City. There was no going back in this match, Ken. I think that it was his first home loss in nearly 2 years. So, yeah, the Battery is not, they're not a team to bat an eye at, pun intended. So they took it to City here. What did you see out there on Saturday?
Well, the first thing I want to mention is that just kind of, I'm like a vibey guy, right? Hippie guy, going back to my hippie roots, where I'm from, how I was raised, with the little kind of sidetrack in the Army for 27 years. But I felt like the vibes were off from the tailgate moving forward. There was a lot of weirdness, and maybe not necessarily good vibes. And I kind of felt like that carried into the game. Ben Pierman, I think, out-tacticed Mr. Bird. I think Mr. Bird got his first real tactics lesson in the head coaching role. Obviously, he's been around the game for a while, so and learning. But as the head honcho in charge, I think he lost the tactical prep for that game. The Battery came out in a kind of a compact 5-4-1. They've been playing 4 in the back up until this game, and then they played 3 in the back this game. So I think that from the get-go threw us off balance, and our press was awkward and inconsistent and was opening up some pretty good space right behind it. So the second phase balls, they were winning and then able to play a vertical game over us. And I don't think any changes that we made really made any significant difference until the end, when we were just chucking, strikers on the field to see if we could get something. It just Yeah, we got punished. We got out tacticked. We had some gaps between our lines. Most, if not all of our players were ineffective in distribution. The passing was, to the back and around. Granted, when you look at the stats, we won most of the statistical battles, but we certainly lost the whole game.
From my view in the Estopanol end, City was defending first in front of us. And the first thing I noticed was all the space. There was wide open spaces in our defending end that we just kind of presented. And they on the counter, they took much advantage of it, right? Both goals, however, were lapses in concentration. And that's something that Bird mentioned on in his post game was staying engaged, staying tuned at the back post. The first ball, presumably, I think it went over the line. I didn't get a great look at it, but it looked over the line to me. But that was played back in. Their first goal was from that. The second goal,
Not that you couldn't tell if the whole ball was over, even on the replays. No. You couldn't tell, and I just felt like. Granted, we had the majority of the possession. You're absolutely right on the space being opened up. I think our press was awkward and kind of out of alignment, which was forcing that space to open up behind us. And that was causing us to get tired and switching off. I think it's easy for a coach to say these things, but in this case of this game, I think the loss goes squarely on Simon Bird's shoulders. The players were tired and they were switched off and they were not moving fast enough. But I think that was predominantly because they were out of position.
I think so. We've already alluded to it, but I think the conditions they're a factor as well. I mean, you can't discount all the rainfall. The pitch did look good though, even after UFL game with those long cleats. The pitch looked fantastic, I will say.
Well, I mean, the rain fell for Charleston as much as it fell for Louisville City, though. I mean, you've got to be fair on that one. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. We have not played in that environment, in that kind of climate, I guess you can say, in a long time. It's been a while since we've had a rain game, but I think we can't pinpoint. I can't pinpoint the weather, but I do agree there was a few situations that I think it did lie on Coach Bird's shoulders. I do feel like though that as he said in the post game interview, this is an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to get better. We know we've got a few players out and about, and we've had a few changes and quite a grueling schedule as of late. So yeah, Matt, you were saying,
it's good to keep things in perspective like that, right? This is just one loss, we can use it to grow and learn from, but also, and we're going to take a look at it a little bit later when we look at the table. These are the games that are going to matter, right? When we're playing these top 3, top 4, top 5 teams, these are the games that really matter. We need to get points over Charleston. We need to get points over Tampa. And there's no, we play them one more time, right? One more time at Charleston.
Yeah, we play one more this season, but if you don't think we're not going to run into the Charleston in the playoffs, if we advance more than one game, they're an obvious playoff contender. So at least
for sure.
I'm in the season, probably one more time. We've played Charleston a lot in the playoffs, and who knows what cup things are going to happen. Are they still in the Open Cup? Are they out? I can't remember.
I want to say they're out. They lost to Charlotte, I believe. Charlotte Independence. I don't know if they're in our USL Cup group. You check on that. They are not.
Oh, they did lose to Charlotte Independence. Oh, okay, yeah. So they're out of the cup, but they're still in the, what is it? The Tires Cup, the Rubber Tire Cup.
Yeah, the Tires Cup.
What is it called? Like something
the Brinks Tires USL Cup.
That's it.
Brinks.
They keep changing these names on me. I will never learn them.
That's just the USL Cup. I don't care about a sponsor unless it's like the Papa John's Cup or whatever.
You know, I normally stick it out in matches, and I regret to inform you that I did not stick it out in this one. It was my wedding anniversary. We hit the road about 65th minute. And the reason I'm sharing this today is because the red cards and yellow cards are offline. They're not working right now. So I can say these things and not get carded. Haha. But hey, looking at the stat sheet, Louisville City 10 total shots to Charleston's 3 total shots, but all 3 of Charleston's were on target. So, I mean, that is got a lot to do. Is that like some sort of visual sign there?
Absolutely. I had the same note. You're absolutely correct. They were in the right position to take the right shot at the right time. And we were just fucking blasting away.
Yep.
When we get ourselves into positions like that, where we're like, we have to score, in the next 10 minutes, whatever, we traditionally, or maybe not traditionally, we lately have not had success or luck. I'm thinking back to, game 1 of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Just kind of crossing balls in and hoping for somebody to make some sort of contact.
We have a system, and I think teams learn how to defend against our systems. And this is one of the things that worries me a little bit, that we've been stifled so quickly, so early in the season. Granted, it's by a very good coach who does his homework, and he always has done his homework. But there will be other teams that watch this and figure out where our vulnerabilities are. So we're going to need to take, sure, it's a learning moment. It better be a learning moment. And we need to take a very hard look and shine a flashlight up our ass to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I do want to shout out Brandon Days, though. He played really well. He was taking a lot of contact in the back and just didn't register at all. The dude just shrugs it off. 7 defensive contributions for him. He won all of his ground duels, 7 for 7, and he won all but one of his aerial duels. Seems 4 for 5. So good day for the youngster. Bad day for basically everybody else.
Yeah. I think any statistical take you look, FOTMob or whatever, that is clearly evidenced in what happened. He had to do a lot of work because they were controlling that kind of area behind Serrano and Wilson and in front of Duncan and Davila, and able to get a lot of balls into their players against him. So he had lots of work to do.
What any updates? I might have missed it. Sean Tosh going out right after the half. So somebody told me he might have came up lame after a play. Does anybody know anything about that?
There's no evidence that I could find of that. I couldn't find anybody talking about it. I searched it. There's I think ESPN says he wasn't limping or anything. So I don't know.
Yeah, Ken and I were talking about this right before you got on, John, trying to figure out why exactly there was a change there.
I even asked Jim and Bev during and after the game, and they both didn't know either. So if they didn't know, then that tells me it wasn't an injury sub. It was maybe a tactical sub. So why would we do that?
Yeah, good question. Something Coach Bird might have seen. I don't know. I mean, there was lots of switcheroos in this match. I mean,
Carlos Mogul came in for him, and what does Carlos Mogul give you that Sean Toach may not? I think it's Carlos Mogul's actually a midfielder, and he's not a defender, so he was trying to fill that area where we were getting just crushed in, maybe because he's, fresh legs, big passer, distributor of the ball from a midfield perspective. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
When I checked the average positions, it looked like they slotted Miguel over on the left, whereas Toach is on the right. And I think that they moved Adams and Days kind of more centrally.
Adam Central and Days on the right. Is that what the? I guess we could bring up.
Yeah, a little bit. It was a little bit of a shift over to the right for everybody else.
It's probably a matchup, right? So he was trying to fix some It's more than matchups, though. I just one of the things I'm struggling with is McFadden is still out, and I prefer him.
Yep.
I'm not sold on Duncan yet. I'm sorry. He covers a lot of ground, but I'm not sold on him yet. Yeah. Other than that, I'm okay with the lineup. Furrow, are you sold on him yet? Hugo?
I don't think he made any like glaring mistakes. Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty capable back there. I was impressed with Troutman, but that's because we haven't seen Troutman play a lot.
Right. I think we have bias there for that.
Yeah.
Furrow didn't make any horrible mistakes, but he didn't make any brilliant saves either. And in a game like this, you need someone to make brilliant saves as well. So not sold on him either yet.
You're a lot to prove, Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo.
We're watching.
What are the badge?
All right. So we're using Discord to do our recording. We have a recording mechanism that is known as a chat bot. Is that correct, Matt? A chat bot?
Yes, his name is Craig.
Craig. So does Craig have a personality, or is he just recording?
I think he looks like a bear. I think that's a bear.
He does look like a bear.
Yeah, I guess he's a bear. I don't know what kind of bear. A Kodiak, grizzly. I don't know, brown.
Looks brown. Brown bear. Is he benevolent?
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
So
as far as I know, he hasn't done anything to me yet.
So like in the middle of this show, if because I've been literally driving all day, like if I need to go use the bathroom, we could like stop Craig and then we can just restart Craig and then we can edit it in post-production, right?
Now, I don't know if, let's see.
So City will have no rest for the weary here. They're heading up to our nation's capital, Loudoun United, a team that seems like we just play all the time. I don't know why. We always seem to meet them in every type of cup you can imagine. Loudoun is winless on the season, but they're right in the middle of the table. It's early in the year, of course, but they've got some dangerous threats, I would say, overall. But Loudoun's an area or a stadium that we generally play pretty well at. We've had our battles with Loudoun, but Ken, this match coming up this weekend, however you want to say it, with Loudoun, anything you want to say about the old United up there?
Well, they suck. So stats kind of giving us about a 18 to 20 point win probability over them, which is big. The question is what happens after this loss? And it's two questions. It's a question with two parts. Part A, what does Loud do? Because they play 4 in the back, but they could watch what just happened and try to do similar things. Do they have the bench and the talent and the coaching to be able to do that? I don't think so. Not like Charleston.
No.
So my guess is they'll play what they've been playing, and just hope we don't play well. Hope is not a very good strategy, but I think that's what they're going to use.
It worked for the Rebel Alliance.
That's right.
They Loudoun just lost to a League One team in the Open Cup to Richmond, but Charleston did as well, and they just beat us. So, I mean, really, what does that mean? I saw where Loudoun was at in the table, and I was surprised, right? And so I dove in a little deeper. I said, "Why? What's the difference between Loudoun this year and the sack of shit Loudoun we've always played?" Really, there is no difference. I don't know why they're mid-table, but
it's early in the season. That's why
it is very yes, that's true.
They had a couple. Where's their shit? They had a couple ties up front, right, or something like that, or a win.
Let's be fair. Middle of the table might be a stretch. They're in 11th, so
okay, yeah. That's a good point.
Middle. I think 11th is the bottom third.
Yes, I will say Loudon. They have taken the least amount of shots in the entire league. Their keeper has made more saves than anybody else. I think that kind of gives you a pretty good idea of where they're at as a team. The one place that I think that they could be dangerous is on set pieces. They've got 2 set piece goals on the year. Charleston has 3, and they're the only team that has more than them. One of those set piece goals was against us, so that's the kind of thing you want to see. You want to see clean defending on those. Other than that, I don't know if on field they can really, like in the run of play, if they can take us.
A low block, right? They'll put 5 stacked up at the back, 4 people in front of them, and have a lone and unafraid striker up top. And they'll play for the counterattack transition play. They'll see if they can. What Charleston was doing is they were kind of baiting our press and forcing it. Did you watch that? I could see.
Yeah, further and further up the field. Yeah.
Would bait them, and our pressers would go forward, but they would open up that gap, which is, it's a basic thing. But for whatever reason, it was working for them. Do I think this Loudon would do that?
I mean, they could try.
Well, I think they're just gonna fucking park the bus and then go for a set piece, as you said, or transition, counter tackle, whatever.
They've got a couple good draws, I think, right?
As you mentioned, how we rebound is very important. We have not found ourselves in many occasions where we've had to rebound. So, and especially it's going to be important with a new coach. I think this is the ultimate litmus test for Coach Bird right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to pop out of this. It's like, oh my God, we lost. Like, we've got to pop out of this strong. And this is the team to do it against. Like you said, they have taken the fewest amounts of shots. And they're, at home, you play for a win. I think at home in this match, they might be playing for a draw. How would you like to be playing Louisville City after that loss to Charleston? And I know I would not. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how everything ends up coming out of that loss and against Loudon. Anything else on the Loud and Proud United?
It's I believe it's an early game.
Is it
right? Like a 5:30 kick.
Friday? I know that.
Yes, it is. Oh, it's 6:30 our time anyway. Friday. I believe it's going to be on Paramount Plus. I believe it's going to be on the Lazo Network. Yes.
That's very important information because that's not a normal time or day.
Because sports in America, you have to watch on 9 to 10 different streaming sources.
At least. I mean, it is ridiculous.
It is.
Like YouTube, like the Open Cup was on YouTube until, the one game I really wanted to watch. Now it's on Paramount Plus. Now you two yahoos are sitting there watching it, texting about it. I'm just following along with stats online. But
better for a free trial with it, like everybody else did.
Well, because here's the problem. Anytime I do one of those free trials, I usually forget that I have a free trial. And then the next thing you know, I'm like looking at my bank account being like, why am I getting charged $18 a month for Harry's Shave Club? And then, it's just one thing after another with these free trials. So I'm done with the free trials.
Of Harry's Shave Club?
Yeah. You want to make something of it? They're German-made blades, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you should feel really good about that.
Use the promo code 24-hour PP.
That lasts me like 8 months. I mean, it's like dragging a piece of rubble across your face at the end. But I'm having to really shave these days. So, that's right.
Yeah.
What's that like?
I mean, it's not bad. I can tell you that, like, I don't know. it's really more about the shaving cream than the razor itself. You got to have a good cream.
This is definitely advice that I will not be following, but I
Well,
appreciate your input.
that's your opinion.
I wish you wouldn't have said cream, but I mean, here we are. Here we are.
Hey, speaking of the USL table, it's pretty early in the season, I know, and this is not an official table talk segment, but right now we find ourselves at the top of the table with none other than the team that... Huh?
We're not first. We're not first anymore. Did you know that?
On FOTMob, we are.
We're tied with 12 points with the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah.
Why are you stepping on my only segment intro I got?
All
All right, so do it again. Do it again.
And it is my obligation.
A team that was at the bottom of the table last season for a lot of the season. A team that we know very well. We're both sitting at the top. We just touched on coming out of this. Charleston's right up there with us. Hartford, for some reason, is right up there with us. So this table so far is kind of a jumbled mess. It's early, but what do we think about the status of the USL, so to speak?
Well, it's foolish. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. It's foolish to look at a table earlier than maybe, I don't know, 10 games in. What are you really going to glean from it? But we are all foolish people. And what I have seen, what the table shows me is that the top of the table is feasting on the bottom. There is a clear pecking order that has been established so far. You're going to see a lot of these wins are a little deceiving for some of these teams. They're not against quality opponents. They're against, Jacksonville, a lot of them. So, I don't know. Let's get into it.
Yeah, man. Well, I think you're starting to see the table get grouped into the teams that are going to be fighting for it in the playoffs, the teams that are going to be fighting for it to make the playoffs, and the teams that are being feasted upon by everyone else.
Mm-hmm. So we're looking at Tampa below us, right? Or actually above us, depending on, I don't know what the USL uses as.
What's the goal difference?
They're two above us. They're two more than us. I think they're +7 and we're +5, I believe.
That puts them in first.
Yeah.
Am I smoking crack? No, I don't think I am. I think that's what the fuck is standings there.
But so Tampa's got 3 wins from 3 of the bottom 4 teams. Not to say that Tampa's not good, because they have looked very good. They've got a really stout defense. Their attack looks really great. Russell Cicerone is doing Russell Cicerone things. But 3 wins from those 3 of the 4 bottom feeders. So, maybe a little deceitful. No, it's not deceitful. What's another word for?
They haven't been tested yet, and I think there are a couple things that are going to come up and test them soon. Playing better teams, you're correct. Mm-hmm. But I also think that we this is the compression stage of the season where it separates the competitors from the rest.
The wheat from the chaff.
Wheat from the chaff. I was searching for something like that, and I couldn't find it. All right, got it. Because this is where you got to have a bench. People start to get injured, inevitable, and you'll see. So June is when we really should be talking about tables. But you do see some contenders coming up that are playing really well. Tampa Bay, yes. Charleston, yes. And unfortunately, Detroit looks pretty good too. And weirdly,
they had
there. I don't know why.
One of the few wins, one of the few people, the only team that has beaten Charleston, I believe. Detroit City.
Yeah, Detroit did they play the defense, especially in their stadium, which is super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we still have the advantage because we have a very talented, deeper bench. But we also have to be able to make the tactical choices to beat our opponents, and I don't think we did that last game.
So those are our top teams, right? And then we move into let's see, 4 and 5. We've got Hartford and Miami, which is a little surprising.
Were Hartford good last year? They were pretty good, or at least they had a string of really good games in the middle there.
I feel like they're always better than I give them credit for. They're undefeated. They're the only other undefeated team aside from Tampa. So good on them. Miami, another big surprise in the top 5. We handled them pretty easily, so got that going for us. Let's see, Pitt, they've got wins against Loudoun and Jacksonville, but they got handled pretty easily by Tampa and Charleston. So Indy is completely average in basically every way. They're the only team to lose to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's lone win in the USL Championship was against Indy 11. Something I will always laugh about. And then it just falls off a cliff, right? The bottom 5 have one win between them. We're looking at
it's Brooklyn.
It's Brooklyn. Yeah. It's Brooklyn who just beat Indy. Yeah. So we're looking at 30 goals for and 42 against is the combined totals for those bottom 5 teams.
Yeah. So the question: are we gonna have two? We have it in. Is it gonna end up at thirds, or is it gonna end up in like the haves and the have-nots? You know, just a half.
And it feels like
probably thirds. I don't know.
I would assume thirds. I would assume that there's going to be a breakaway in that top group.
Yeah, but how big will that group be?
That's a good question.
Be able to hang?
We will see.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
They could make a leap up.
Who's the coach now? Did they keep the same guy that won it last year? After that whole debacle with the what's his name?
Do we ever find out anything about that?
We never talked about it. I don't think I didn't talk. I'm not on the socials, so I don't track the rumor mill as much anymore.
What's this guy's name? Rob Vincent. He's 35 years old. He's English.
Okay. Oh, English.
So, you said this game was 6:30 start. Is that correct? On Friday, right? So we know we have a racing game coming up that has an extremely early start that we're not going to talk about this evening. But how excited are you guys that we're almost out of this early start period? My God.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
So we've got at least one more home game where we have a 5:00 start.
And that's because of Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah.
That's the city game on Thunder. Yeah, I am not a fan of these 4:00 starts. I'm trying to determine the logic. I had a long discussion with somebody at the tailgate about it. Neither of us could come up with why we're doing this. You can't predict the weather, right? You know when the most probable times of shitty weather.
I mean, the only reasoning I could see is that because they can't predict the weather, they wanted to hold a game where if it's going to be potentially cold at the warmest part of the day in these early months. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I don't know what the actual reason is.
Here's the thing, though, is like we know the MLS is going to a more traditional winter schedule. I think the rumor has it that USL was kind of thinking to do that before MLS beat them to it. But like, I don't really understand the cold argument. Now, I mean, like it was Easter weekend, Final Four going on. Even if your team is not in it, there's a ton of basketball fans in the Louisville market. So, and I mean, imagine how horrible it would have been if Louisville would have found itself in the Final Four or something, and the game was scheduled during Louisville's basketball game. There would have been like nobody at the stadium. So maybe that was part of it, but like
there's nobody there anyway because of the rain.
Yeah, there was nobody there anyway. I mean, it was a halfway. I thought for the amount of rain in the forecast and the amount of rain coming down, there was a decent amount of people there. But like, still, it was just kind of, it screws up my entire like vibe of the tailgate and hanging out. And like, I've got in my mind, like, here is the latest I should get to the tailgate. Here's the earliest I want to get to the tailgate. That whole thing, I'm sure it really messes with you, Ken. I mean, because you got way more going on as far as the tailgate goes. So, like, I don't know. I'm glad they're coming to an end.
I try to time my what songs I'm playing when, and it's fucking impossible to do in these early games. Yeah, I'm
Well,
not a fan at all.
you know, the worst of all is yet to come. I like to call it the rush hour, the rush hour cup for racing coming up at a 5:30 kickoff on a Friday. I mean, that had to just be. We don't want to interfere with any kind of derby-like festivities on a Friday night. I don't know, but that's
When is
coming up.
that? 5:30 kickoff.
5:30.
Is that the one on the 24th?
I believe so.
Orlando game.
Yeah.
Oh, what
Yeah.
are we doing? Why?
I
What
don't.
is?
I don't know. Anyway, we're not covering that game right now, but we are going to cover another racing match. This one was rough. If City was rough, I think this was rougher, in my opinion. Just the way it went down. Racing playing down in Houston, H-Town, the Dash. Always a highly contested match. We know that Racing is, still looking for that first win. Oh boy, this one was hard to digest. You guys were on top of it. I had to mute the text channel. Ken, this match. Oh, did I say that out loud? Ken, this match was back and forth, a seesaw affair, but Racing had some really great moments and showed that they could score some goals. But this is more than anything, does this show that we just really got to find some defensive backbone?
Yeah. I've thought about what I wanted to say all day.
I'm sorry, I threw you
Oh,
off.
okay. All right.
No, it's good. So check it out. Last year at the end of the season, we lamented all show long about the lack of depth in racing. This year at the beginning of the season, we're saying we should be having the same conversation because we've had Aaron Wright go down, which has forced Taylor to move back, which in this case put Hodge at the holding mid with O'Kane in front of her, and Kayla Fisher has dropped back a little bit with Weber playing up top. That's kind of the middle, and it's not working great.
No.
No. You can't really blame it on just one player. I blame it on lack of options, especially in our back line, where we had to take Taylor Fent that performed a vital role as that holding midfielder and ball distributor, and pulled her back and put her into another position just because we have no one else. Houston beat us. They were direct, right into the channels. They finished when they needed to finish, and their midfield had put for most of the game, knocked our midfield back on their heels. Hodge, O'Kane, Fisher was a bright spot. I thought I might be biased towards her because she's one of my more favorite players, but we had a lot of other issues behind there, and so we had little moments where we felt like we could score or what have you, and we did score. I mean, there are a lot of penalties, but I just think we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do in the back, because what we're currently doing is not working, and it's affecting the rest of the play forward.
That's the big thing, right? There's ripple effects from this defense all over the field. It's just not cutting it. But I mean, can we? 4 PKs in a game is wild. I googled this to try to get more context, like internationally. When does this happen? But I couldn't come up with anything, and I didn't want to ask AI because I didn't want to, dry out a small body of water in order to figure this stuff out. But yeah, you nailed it, kid. I mean, the Aaron Wright cannot come back fast enough. She's one of. Let me check. Let me make sure I'm correct here.
Yeah, her last year too, for a little bit.
Yes,
and we did different things last year than we are this year. I don't know. Is it because we think Hodge can play the holding mid because she couldn't? We're trying
So-
to keep. Go ahead.
I was going to say the stat I was looking for was we had 8 players on the availability report. So the international break for us could not come soon enough. I don't know. I don't know how many players we're going to get back during this pause and play, or if any. I don't know, but we're not a healthy team right now.
We are not, and it's early in the season.
Yes.
Can we pick up players? Can we get players on loan? Is there some sort of friggin' the Europe stuff is going to end soon if it's not ending already? Can we get players from Europe to come over and
Sounds like a great idea to me.
out? We talked about this.
I can tell you where there's some revenue money coming in to Soccer Holdings. There's a football team. We need to spend some of that money on some racing players, right?
Yeah.
Jack Harlow just put an album out that I don't think anybody likes. But if it does sell, I mean, throw some
I
racing
heard about that one. 10 goals given up by Racing's defense so far this season. This one, though, just a lot of extra sting. And to happen, yeah, I mean, too many penalties for one match, right? There should be a limit on these things.
I don't care.
But
it's not a penalty. You've had too many already. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is we in the past, generally, I mean, I guess just very general, we've had, I would think, more concerns on the offensive side of things. This team is not, struggling to score goals right now. Now, we did have some penalties in this match, but like at the same time, it's just, I don't know. It's deflating to be this far in the season without a win with the talent that this team has. It's just a little bit frustrating as a fan. And I know it's got to be very frustrating for the reigning coach of the year in the NWSL. Coach Bev's got to be extremely frustrated. But there are some bright spots. And I think that it's early enough that you don't have to hit any kind of panic button, right?
Don, to your point, Racing has 7 goals in the year through their first 4 games, and that is a club record. So on the attack, we are doing better than the average. I have always heard and like the cliche of you can't win the league in the first month, but you can lose it. I'm not saying we're at that point yet, but we've got a lot of ground to make up already. And there's a couple more teams in the league now, so that's even more ground that we have to make up, right? That's 2 other teams we have to get beyond to get to the playoffs. It's going to be harder this year than it was last year.
Ken, we talked about before the season started all these youngsters for Racing. I guess you could call this growing pains in some way. So many young players on this team. Or is it more of a lack of the veteran leadership in the back line, you think?
Well, we did lose our veteran in the back line. And we didn't really have a good replacement for her. And we still don't. And I don't think you can sit and wait around for rookies to mature. I think some of the ones that played last year are playing well this year. Haas being a standout in that. I do like moments from O'Kane. Certainly Fisher is on our 3rd year. Weber's on our 2nd year.
Let's say Weber, yeah.
Our 2nd or 3rd year. So it's that ones that have been around for a year, but I don't see anybody that's coming right off the bench as a first time in the league that's going to be able to do anything better. And we're struggling in the back. We have got to fix that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're bleeding goals right now.
It's our spacing's all fucked because Taylor isn't stepping into where she was stepping into when she was playing in front of the defense. Our chance creations completely inconsistent throughout the game because we're not getting that distribution started right. And then we get tired and then we leak goals. So yeah, very frustrating. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
agree.
answered the question, but that's just what I wanted to say. Yeah, we got to fix that. Yeah, at some point you do need to hit the panic button. I don't, but usually that involves like a coaching change, and I don't think that's the issue.
Well, that would be one of the dumber things we could do.
No, I don't need any more players or something like that, right?
What I think we need to do is I need to offer Aaron Wright some of my stem cells. I don't know what I could do to help, but we need Aaron Wright back. We need the captain back as soon as possible.
She was hurt last year too. I think I already brought that up for a spell, which really hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
we also have some other key kind of people that have been out for a long time that we thought were going to do great, wonderful things for us, and that is all concerning. Is that why we can't pick up players on loan or something like that? Is because we're capped out on our salary cap? I have no idea how any of that stuff works. What I do know is we seem to be shorthanded in players that can hang in the NWSL.
Yeah, Matt, I like what you're thinking. I like your personality. You have a big personality. So I really like
huge,
that.
Actually.
Huge. Yes, that's right. My bad.
I have a huge personality.
That song probably isn't Matt's nightmare. Sorry, Matt. I think my highlight was to see show legend Glenn at the match. That was fun, and it was fun singing songs in the concourse last Saturday. But as you mentioned at the top of the program, one of you mentioned two big butts right there this weekend. Was two losses, two L's. We're not accustomed to that. We're accustomed to maybe one of them, unfortunately, but we're not accustomed to two. But we hope that we will get back on track very soon. Now, Racing does not have a game, correct, next weekend. They will be back at home on the 24th, I believe it is, that 5:30 match.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all city, but only on Friday. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting. I am, this Holiday Inn stuff, we're going to continue doing the show one way or another. I'm excited about the fact, though, that theoretically speaking, I'm going to be off every Saturday. So, I mean, I should be able to make most Saturday matches. Unfortunately, Racing is always on Fridays, which sucks. This has been my TED Talk. Thank you.
Could you, I mean, you're corporate now. Can you pull any strings? Like, do you know anybody at City Hall, maybe? I don't know.
Right now, that's more of a thread. One day it might be a bit of more of like a rope, but right now there's no strings to.
You got to build your own bridges.
Yes, got to build my own bridges. Like the rinky one I traveled across today to get here.
Shots fired, Carbondale.
Fix your bridge, man.
Fix your infrastructure.
You guys quit talking about where I'm at, for crying out loud. I'm going to get ramsacked. The room number is 211. So, so what we're going to do with this show, guys, is we're going to post it on the YouTube, and we're just going to have a still photo. Maybe I'll just upload a library of all my Louisville City photos throughout history and just have them going at random while this plays. But we will be on Spotify. We appreciate some people hollering at us. No, not literally hollering at us, but saying at the game
some of them
they missed. Yeah, some of them missing the show. So we're trying to do what we can to get it going. But tonight we tried to actually do it the traditional way, and it just, for whatever reason, was not working. Although sitting here in Discord, I can see you guys just fine. I don't know why that wasn't working earlier, so my bad. But this has been fun. Ken, any closing thoughts for this evening's program?
I don't think so. I think we got to get back to getting wins, both teams. I don't like losing. I'm not a big fan.
Nope.
Oop.
Nope.
Our first.
Matt, what else?
Our first 0-point weekend since July of 2024. Just want to point that out.
That's quite the stat right there.
You nailed it, John. A lot of people, a lot of folks came up and said they missed the show this week. That was really cool. I did not expect that. So that's rad. So thank you all for listening. Keep listening, please. 24hourpurplepeople@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. If you've got some like cool inside sources with the team, if you know some stuff, hit us up on Gmail. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget to also too to leave us a nice like button smashing and all that good stuff. Comment if you'd like as well. And
Join the Discord. It's fun. We'll put a link in the somewhere. John will
somewhere,
probably.
or just email that email address, and we'll send you the link there because those
Ooh, yeah.
links only last so long. I've come to find out. So,
Me too.
all right. Well,
You beat me to it.
we are 24-hour Purple people, and we are desperately out of time, Purple fam. We will see you next time. For Ken Luther and Matt Dalton, I'm John Harper. Good night, everybody, from wherever the hell I am.
And I saw you waving.
Are you gonna edit that? Because there's a lot of stuff we probably said that we probably shouldn't have said.
Like
on
what?